Liverpool continue to make power moves as Arne Slot meets with Rayan Cherki of Lyon in the south of France. That is confirmed by David Ornstein. Of course, they're trying to push through for a bid to get Florian Wirtz out of Bayern Leverkusen to get to Anfield. But it has not stopped them doing their due diligence. It has not stopped them pressing ahead on all fronts, pedal to the metal. Yeah, because I'm telling you now, Liverpool, like I've said before, ain't slowing down. Rayan Cherki, what they've gone to meet Rayan Cherki as well. Liverpool want it all. They want all the smoke. And actually, when you read the article, what David Ornstein is saying is that Liverpool are just spinning multiple plates. They ain't playing around. You haven't got your main target locked in yet. You don't know what's going to happen with that. And the Rayan Cherki one was an agreement and it was a meeting that was already put in the calendar before they accelerated with Florian Wirtz. So for me, it just shows that they're operating at a high level in the transfer market. That's what Liverpool are doing. They ain't come to mess about. Now, let's talk about this Rayan Cherki thing. According to David Ornstein, he says that an agreement. So that's the Florian Wirtz thing. He says that Liverpool are committed to Wirtz, though that doesn't stop them performing due diligence on other options and preparing for all outcomes. The Cherki discussions were scheduled before the Wirtz chase accelerated, and it's normal to proceed with such conversations while your priority signing is not is not complete and multiple plates are spinning. And also, there's reports as well. Well, we know that they haven't agreed a fee for Florian Wirtz north of £100 million, 100 million euros, should I say, and £100 million. But there's also some reports that, that bid's been rejected. They've made 2 bids already. The other question I want to ask you guys, Liverpool fans, is how high are you willing to go for Florian Wirtz? What is the cutoff point? Because he's a fantastic player. He's 22. He's smashing it. You can tell he's got the world at his feet, and he's going to be very, very exciting. But what should the cutoff point be? What should the cutoff point be in terms of you lot are taking the mick? We're not paying that. Actually, let's try and infiltrate for Rayan Cherki, who actually this release clause that is believed to be in his contract is actually not expected to be that. This is what David Ornstein says. He says, while reports have suggested there is a release clause worth 22.5 million euros in his contract for Cherki, this is not the case. And Lyon want to negotiate for a significantly bigger fee, despite Cherki's terms expiring next summer. So 2 things for us to discuss on today's video, guys. Firstly, Rayan Cherki. How surprised are you, Liverpool fans, that he's being met by Jurgen Slot, I was going to say, Arne Slot. Me personally, I'm not surprised. And especially the way that it's been mapped out in this transfer notebook from deal sheet, from The Athletic, where Ornstein's putting a lot of things right. This is good practice from Liverpool. Let's be real. This is them doing due diligence. This is them. They had him as one of the ones on their list, Rayan Cherki, before the Wirtz deal started to materialize and really gather speed. And it shows the type of player they're looking for, a creative central number 10. And in Florian Wirtz's case, maybe a false 9, I know that, but he's a creative player who plays just off the front. So is Rayan Cherki. He can play on the right as well. I get that. I had to look at him in person twice. In person once when he came to Old Trafford and he scored in that game and he pretty much destroyed us. And of course, in the first leg where he scored in that too. Didn't have the best game, but still scored. He's very creative. He's got twinkle toes. He can go past people like they're not there. Possesses a lot of technique, a lot of ability in that left foot of his. And again, would fit like a glove. But we're seeing that City are pushing through. City are pushing through to try and get Cherki, and that deal looks like it's gathering pace while the main attention of Liverpool is on Florian Wirtz. But I respect it. I respect that Liverpool are operating on all fronts. That's what big clubs do. That's what the champions of England are supposed to do. They're not in no little man signings. They're not in no little boy league, minor league baseball. You know what I'm saying? They're not in that. They're in the big boy leagues and they're shopping for the big boy players. So guess what? You have to conduct yourself like a big boy club. And I think that's what Liverpool are doing in this transfer market, because they've gone from Cherki, making sure that they continue those arrangements. They could have just said, let's cancel that meeting because, it's all eyes on Florian Wirtz. No, Florian Wirtz is not over the line yet. You don't know what could happen in the transfer window. Be there, be ready, be locked in, be ready to seize any market opportunity that happens. That's what, clinical, tactile decision makers do. And FSG, I think it's Michael Edwards as well, who's at the forefront of that at Liverpool. Correct me if I'm wrong, Liverpool fans, but I think it is. That's what they're doing. They're executing deals well, and they look like they're well in the hunt. So the fact that Cherki's been met doesn't surprise me. In fact, it makes me rate what Liverpool are doing even more, if I'm honest with you, if I'm keeping it 100 with you, because you don't just go after one target and put all your eggs in one basket and then that fails. And then what do you have? You keep all targets spinning until, you make your decision and you press the button. On to Florian Wirtz. I have to ask you guys this, Liverpool fans, how high should you go? How high is too much? How much is too much? 109 million pounds, 130 million euros, I think is what has been tipped. How high do you go? Wirtz is the most high-profile situation in the market right now. Liverpool's proposal was worth up to a club record of 130 million euros, which is 109 million pounds. $148.5 million if you want it all broken down in different currencies, comprised of a guaranteed fee plus potential add-ons, and may yet increase, says David Ornstein. So don't take my word for it, take David Ornstein's word for it. 109 million pounds north of that for Florian Wirtz. Listen, if it works out, you're saying it's a bargain. You look what happened, Declan Rice, 105 million pounds. You've got Arsenal fans saying that it's not enough. We owe West Ham more. So it's very difficult, but as a player who's played in the Premier League, gets it, no bedding in period, I think it's a lot of money to start going north of 109 million pounds. What's the cutoff point? Is it 115? What if they ask for 120, 125, 150? That's where I think Liverpool are tactile enough and astute enough to start saying, no, we're not doing that. We're not going that high. We're not going to be held to ransom. We're a well-run club. We've got big aspirations. Then do you enter the situation for Cherki again, or do you enter the situation for another player? So I know that's your number one target, but I still think there has to be a cap. And Liverpool, I think, will have a cap of a price that they won't go above, and they absolutely should. You can't just be paying way over the odds and getting your pants pulled down. It's not how you operate. You don't get that done to you. So I would urge you not to do that. But it'd be interesting to see just how high they are willing to go, because let's be real. The money's there. The money is there. Arne Slot has met. And also what makes this even more interesting is that Florian Wirtz has given priority to Liverpool. That's where he's chosen to go. Man City took an interest. Bayern Munich took an interest. But Florian Wirtz said, no, I want to go to Liverpool. So also that puts Bayern Leverkusen in a spot where, okay, Liverpool are willing to pay 109 million pounds as it stands. That looks like it hasn't been accepted yet, so it could still increase. But Bayern Leverkusen needs to be careful. This player doesn't want to play for them. This player wants to leave. So this is just a bartering tactic. I think they'll get to the right price, and I think Liverpool will settle, and Bayern Leverkusen will settle on what's a fair fee, which I think they've already got. 109 million pounds is more than enough, I think, for Florian Wirtz. We need to be careful not to overdo it. He's still young, still hasn't done it in the Prem. He's still on the way up. Fantastic player, world-class potential. But, there needs to be a sort of steady on here as well. So let me know what you're saying, Liverpool fans. It's all going off over your end. I'm out of here. Smash a like on the video. Peace.